Hi, I'm Paula Veysey-Smith, founder and director of Empower Accounting Services. Now, I've been in the bookkeeping and accounting world for over 25 years now. Yes, I know, I don't look old enough. And I really want to share with you over a series of videos my experience, my successes, more importantly, my failures or the things that didn't go so well, to encourage you, if you're setting up your business or wanting to grow your business, and to give you valuable insights in how to do that. The question I'm often asked when I meet people is, what should I call my business? What should I call myself? That's a very, very important question. I honestly don't believe there are any rights or wrongs in this. I have many colleagues who have done different things. For example, a friend of mine has used her initials, which is perfectly valid, especially in the professional world, CEM, Bookkeeping Consultancy Services. And it is very professional, and many people do that. However, some people are more creative. So for example, we're called Empower Accounting Services. Why Empower? And it's jazzy. I have it's not that I can't spell, which I can't because I do numbers, but it's M power, not EM power. And I use that, I chose that title specifically for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because by doing it, spelling it that way, it stands out. And let's face it, one of the important aspects of choosing the name of your practice is that it's memorable or it stands out. Now that might not be just on the name itself, and we'll come on to that in a minute. But empowering people or enabling people is very important to me. So with many of my customers, many of my clients, they just want me to get on with it. They want the burden of compliance, of bookkeeping, of accounting lifted from them. And by doing so, we're empowering them to run their business more effectively, to get on with what they're good at. A very dear client who is an interior designer. She wants to spend her time doing interior designing and not having to do the figure work behind it, which isn't her strength. But I have other clients who do actually want to understand more, and I take time and enjoy explaining things to them so that they have a better understanding of the work that's involved and of their figures. So that's why I've used the name Empower, which of course has fed very nicely into the mentoring that I'm now involved with, Empower Mentoring, because here I'm looking to empower people like yourself, either starting your journey or growing your business. So that was a bit of an exploration of why I've used that name. Some other examples. Another friend of mine in my network is Kirsty's Counting. Her name and then counting, so it links into what she does. Fabulous, great name there. And then another example I have is Wild Bookkeeping. Why is it called Wild Bookkeeping? Is her work wild? No, her work certainly isn't wild. But my friend Penny is an outdoor swimmer. She likes wild swimming. So she's tied something to do with her lifestyle, something she enjoys, into the name of her practice. And of course, all the branding, and I'll come on to that in a minute, is associated. You can see using the colour blue and the water design. So it's a very, very neat concept. I think the most important thing about whatever you call your practice is that is memorable. Now that might not just be about the name, because as I've said, using initials is a very good way, a very good method of naming your business. But it's also about the branding, and branding is a word we all know about, but possibly only associated with larger businesses. But in reality, branding is important to any business, any practice, whether small or large. And what it effectively is, it's how you are showing yourself to your market. And wrapped up in that, which again I will do in another session, is having a clear idea of who your ideal client would be. because then you step into their shoes and you think, how do I present myself to them in a way that they'll understand, and that they'll remember? So what to name your business is important, but also remember, if you call yourself something and then later on down the line you don't like it, or you're changing what you're doing, then you can rebrand. I've rebranded a number of times. I haven't changed the name, but I've certainly changed the way my website looks, changed the colour schemes, and changed the logos. And as I said earlier, don't feel that branding is something that it's not for you. If you want to be successful with your practice, then considering branding is highly important. Now, the other thing that comes with a name very often is a strap line, or what they call the cornflake line, which is 4 words, 5 max underneath the actual name of your business. So the Empower Accounting, we're Empower Accounting Services, get the whole picture. The reason behind that is, 1, I'm quite keen on photography, and 2, with many clients, they appreciate the time we take in explaining things and helping them understand the bigger picture of where their business is at. It's not just a case of doing the accounts or doing the bookkeeping, it's actually providing them with information that they will find helpful as they drive their business forward. So this whole idea of get the whole picture really resonated with me in terms of a good strap line for Empower Accounting. With Empower Mentoring, I'm using the phrase together stepping into your success. It's just that little bit extra that brings your name, brings your practice to life. And if we look at even bigger organisations, there are 3, I think, that I always keep in mind. The first one is L'Oreal, because you're worth it. That's fabulous, isn't it? Because you're worth it. People use beauty products when they feel that they deserve them. I loved that line they use. Stella Artois, another favourite of mine, reassuringly expensive. I've been tempted sometimes to use that for Empower Accounting, especially when I wanted to put my rates up. But it's a fantastic second line to the name of the business. And something more down to earth, more day to day. I think Tesco's have really hit the nail on the head. Every penny helps. So they're examples that you can take, say, from bigger brands, bigger businesses, and use as you set your business up, as you decide on your name and your branding. Now, we'll do branding as a separate session because it is such a large area. But if you're starting out, just take some time, go for a walk. It's a lovely day today. I've already walked this morning, and just try and see a bigger picture yourself of what your business is like. Who are you trying to attract? And will a jazzy name be something that will attract people, or a more professional using the initials name? And then think beyond that in terms of branding, how you're putting yourself across to your prospective clients. So there's a lot in a name, but please don't get stuck because you can't decide what to call yourself. I did a business building seminar a few years ago, and there was a lady in the room who had ginger hair, and I remember her saying, I really want to call myself Ginger Accounting. Is that okay? Well, first of all, there isn't an okay. And we actually spent quite some time in the group battering this around, thinking about it, because I thought, as a concept, as an idea, and as a thinking beyond just what the name's going to be, she had a really good idea there, the Ginger Accountant. Why not? It's going to be something that people will remember. So hopefully a few of those tips will give you some ideas and give you some confidence to start playing with names and concepts. Even if you started off already but you want to remodel it slightly, then as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. So this is the first of what's going to be a number of videos helping you to establish, set up, as I said, and grow, develop your business. We've got a whole a load of areas that I would like to cover. So please do subscribe to the channel, do hit the like button so I know that somebody's actually watched this, and you could also hit the bell so you know when the next video is available. And finally, at Empower Mentoring, which is me, it's not a big mentoring body, it's me giving my personal experience and knowledge. You can now book a free taster session. So please go to the details that are below and book yourself in. It's a 45-minute session that's totally driven by you, which I'm sure you'll find incredibly insightful and helpful. The people who've done it so far have, and you can also learn more about the mentoring that I can provide. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.